Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. So we've got the lovely W11 engine. So it's a Tritec engine out of the Mini R53. So it was put in from 1999 to I think 2006, 2007 when the Cabriolet stopped using it, and it switched to the R56 with the turbo engine. So it's an inline four Chrysler engine. So they're absolutely solid. And we've seen early examples of these. They were turbocharged, etc., running decent power with a stock bottom end. So they are reliable engines, but obviously they're getting old now. As I said, they've been around 24 years, nearly 25 years. So they are starting to show their age. Obviously the rubbers and things like that, the things that you need to maintain are starting to go, especially if they haven't had full maintenance on them. So it's used within a number of cars. So it wasn't limited to just the Mini. Actually, some of the Chrysler cars also received this engine, and we'll list some of those on the screen now. Okay, so let's start off with the top of the engine at the front and work our way down. So we've got this sat at the very top. That is your intercooler. So because we've got forced induction, we need to cool that air before it's forced back into the car. So these are the intercooler horns, and you've got your inlet manifold. Just below that is the important fun bit of the car. So this is your supercharger. You can see if we rotate it round, if you have a reduced pulley, what it does, it reduces the size of this and spins the supercharger faster. You can see that's located right on the front of that engine. We also have this sort of plastic intake that you can see here, because the chain's in the way, we've had to remove it. But your throttle body sits at the end of this plastic, and this controls the amount of oxygen going in. Okay, on the front of the engine, so you've got your dipstick. Below that, we've got a shiny alternator on this engine. So that's what obviously creates the charge to put back into the battery as you're running along. We've got the sump at the bottom here, and just in between is the sump gasket. So if you ever need to get to that, obviously you go from the bottom of the car to be able to replace that. What else we got going on the front of the engine? Let's rotate. So obviously got coolant hoses running throughout, because obviously your radiator and aircon rads are down the front. Down here is your slave cylinder for your clutch. So you can see here it just fits onto that arm there. And then on the side of the engine, we've got the gearbox mount, and we've got the GetRag 6-speed gearbox just to the side here. So that's joined just on this line to the engine. So on the side of the engine, you've got the auxiliary belt. So you've got this obviously sits onto the crank and rotates around and powers different things. So as I mentioned before, we've got the alternator, we've got the supercharger pulley, stealing some of that power from the engine. You've got the tensioner as well, and make sure this belt's nice and tense. Then if we swing round to the back of the engine, we've got our oil filter housing, very difficult to get to. Obviously here you've got your exhaust ports, so this is where your manifold would come off. You'd have heat shields covering a lot of this. You've got your starter motor that goes into the back of the gearbox and sits on top of your flywheel to obviously start the engine. You've got an oil cooler below the oil filter housing as well. Okay, down here you can see we've got the remnants of a drive shaft. So this is the driver's side in the UK. Anything interesting to show you on the back of this? Obviously you've got your gear selectors, but other than that, there's not a lot going on. Okay, when it comes to the top of the engine, we've obviously got our fuel rail here. You can see you've got the injectors. So we've got 4 injectors because it's an inline 4 engine. And behind those, you've got here, which is the HT lead, which go and sit on top of the spark plug. So spark plug tubes are just down in there, and that's where your spark plugs sit, and that obviously gets a spark into the engine for all the fun stuff. Oil filler, then you've got your coil pack itself. So you can see this has got a mixture, this engine. So there's some aftermarket ones, some OEM ones. I think people recommend to stick with OEM if you can, but I know there are sort of different alternatives, Magna Core do leads, etc. Just down the side here on the engine, this is where your thermostat sits, just in here. So There should be a good seal, but you can see this was crusty, so this was probably leaking some fluids as well, just here. Okay, so we're still at the back of the engine. Just want to come down below to show you some serviceable things. So you can see here, we've got the oil drain. If you ever want to drain the oil, you've got to come on the back of the engine underneath the car and drain the engine that way. Here, you've got your gearbox drain as well. So again, you put an Allen key in there and pull that out if you want to drain the gearbox oil as well. Just while we come around to the other side, you can just see there, we've got the drive shaft. So one side here, one side here. They should be off and out the car, but mine were sort of stuck in place when I took the engine out. So we decided to just, because the boots were split anyway, just to disconnect it from the knuckle and leave those in place until it's here now. We can just get something in behind those to pull those out. Okay, so that was a real basic tour. That's for a complete beginner's guide to this engine. It was supposed to be simple, just for anyone that wants to learn a little bit more. Obviously, for you guys out there that are already working on your engines, you probably knew a lot of that, but we've all got to start somewhere, and that's the thing I want to try with this build, is remember, I've got people that literally have no idea about R53s that might want to learn a little bit more. Then we've got the people that actually want to do the jobs, DIYs themselves. And so we're going to try and cater for everyone. So this is really a basic video where hopefully you just get a bit more understanding when you look at the engine in your engine bay. You can understand what they are. I suppose the only other thing I didn't cover off was this is the rocker cover on the top. Your head and everything else sits below that, and that allows you to view in through the top of the engine if you remove that. So if you found today's video useful, please hit that thumbs up button to like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get alerts every time we upload new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.